Greetings, this is David DeFeis from Virgin Steele, and you are listening to the Brutally Delicious podcast. Stay tuned for more brutally delicious metal. Cheers!
1, 2, 3, 4. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast. The Brutally Delicious Podcast.
70,000 tons of metal.
The original, the world's biggest heavy metal cruise. 60 bands, 4 days, 1 cruise ship, only 3,000 tickets.
From Miami, Florida to Ocho Rios, Jamaica.
January 30th to February 3rd, 2025. 5 days and 4 nights mingling side by side with your favorite artists in this incredible fan-friendly scenario that has no comparison.
Go to 70,000tons.com and book your ticket
Now.
You still out on Long Island?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm originally from Lynbrook, and I'm in Richmond, Virginia now. Originally from Lynbrook. Man, I grew up seeing you guys at the Rio Theater in Valley Stream there.
Oh, yes. I know it well. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all grew up there, right? I think right at the same time. It was like Takashi and all those Long Island bands.
Yeah. That was a great theater. Wonderful theater.
Yeah, and then right across the street was the mecca of everything, right? Slip disc.
Flip disc. Yeah.
Crazy stuff.
Great days. Great stuff. I miss those record stores.
Yeah. And then, of course, Lemoore, right? I mean, that's where we all grew up as well.
Yeah, Lemoore, and then there was the Lemoore Far East. Yeah.
Yeah, there was everywhere. There was Lemoore East, I think, on Queens Boulevard, then Lemoore Far East, like in Comac.
Yep, you're right. Yeah.
Weird stuff. Anyway, so you're doing well, and obviously you're staying busy still. That's good, right?
Yes. Still busy as all hell. Yeah.
So we could just jump right in there. Tell us about the anniversary edition and how it how it came about.
I wanted to do them like last year and or the year before, but I got really involved last year with the new album, #Dionysus, and that was a very involved record. So I didn't want to jump into the reissue thing until my space was clear and I could say, all right, I'm really going to focus, because I knew what I was going to do. I knew I was going to remix everything, and that was going to be a labor of love, and it was going to take a while. So
those are back from the 2-inch, right? Are they all on 2-inch tape?
Guardians was the second one. The first one was 8-track.
Oh shit! So you had to find a studio that has the capability of not only remixing it but actually transferring it from a tape machine.
I had to bake them. Had to get them baked, and then I had to get them transferred, and then I brought them into my studio, and then I began working on them. Yeah.
Wow, what was it like going through some of those tracks? Because I mean, obviously, so many years have passed.
It was really interesting, because all of a sudden you're hearing something. It's like, oh, that's interesting. We didn't use that. Oh, that's another take of something and unfinished. And then there was this crazy piano solo I found. I was like, oh yeah, fuck, I remember this now. Let's use that. Bring that in. So it was neat to discover stuff like that. Also, us speaking, the engineer speaking, via talk back and all that. Yeah, I made a whole 30-minute thing of slates of just speaking back and forth.
Right.
So, yeah.
And then back then, I mean, you didn't have the comfort of taking your time like you did now, right? I mean, then you were on a budget. It was whatever, especially if you're in 24-track. You're in a regular studio, so you're now you have the luxury of kind of sitting back with it. Did you do things intentionally different?
Yeah, I was able to really say, okay, what can I do? What would I have done back then if I had what's available now? So I said, all right, let me see. I'll bring in some those keyboards we originally did. Let's get rid of them. These are better sounds now. So I did some stuff like that along the way. Yeah.
So sort of remixed and reproduced or reimagined, maybe.
It was reimagined for sure. Yeah. Some stuff more than others, depending on what was there. And every once in a while, there was something might have gone missing in the transfer. It was oh shit, how do I deal with that? Okay, let me see.
Right. What about did it take you down like an emotional journey? Because I mean, those are stuff that is stuff from the beginning of your career when life was way different and you were just trying to make your way through. Was it emotional listening to that stuff again?
Yeah, it was. It was, you remembering like when dinosaurs walked the earth. It was incredible. Yeah, and I remembered like people, places, and things that I had not thought of in a while. Not only people in the group, but related to that sort of thing. People I
Right.
met on my journeys, through those records. So yeah, it was definitely eye opening, mind opening, and I enjoyed every minute of it.
Because music has, I think, unlike maybe smell is another one, but those two senses they have a way of bringing you back. Like I hear that first riff off this release or whatever, my favorite record, and you're immediately like in that spot on Rockaway Boulevard, standing in
Yeah,
front of the Rio chatting with your buddies.
exactly. I was there. I was in Cheers, the rock nightclub, North Babylon. There was a moment there, probably for about at least 10 years, where I was not home any night of the week. I was out in one of those places on the island. So
Yeah,
yeah, a lot of memories, a lot of people, a lot of places, a lot of great stuff, a lot of great music.
yeah. Do you remember February's?
Sure, we played there. Yeah, yeah,
That
yeah.
was Gasper, right?
Yep, 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 yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, I
Wow.
found some old photos of us there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that was a little crap hole right on the Hempstead Turnpike there, and you go across to the diner and get late night food.
That was a big thing to do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, 4 or 5 in the morning. That's it.
So, are you planning on releasing singles like the new model of the music business, different singles from this, or is this going to be more of a one, two singles and then it's a release?
I have done already 8 videos for the thing, plus a little trailer which explains about the records. So every Monday, there's going to be another video up until October 28th or so, something like that. Yeah,
So
yeah.
it's already started then.
It's already begun. I did. Monday was Children of the Storm. Next week will be another one, and so on and so forth. Yeah, yeah. A lot of
Do
stuff.
you do you find it? I know it's necessary, but do you find it difficult embracing the change in technology because now you're no longer just a musician and a producer, right? You're a social media guy. You have to do all this shit that you didn't have to do back then. Do you find it difficult making that transition? Or how do you
Well, I'm not
embrace that?
really a social media guy. That's not something that really interests me. I don't go on there.
Right.
I don't hang out on those sites and whatnot. I do what I need to do with each release, but I don't sit there going into a restaurant and go, oh, look at my meal and that sort of stuff. And I'm
Right.
not interested in any of that.
So yeah, so then it's just you have other people, I guess, that do it for you because it's you still have to stay sort of in the mix, right?
Yeah, to a certain extent. Yeah, yeah. But my whole thing is, I don't know. I was never one to jump up and down and go, look at me, look at me, look at me. It's not my bag. Yeah, on stage, it's one thing, but
Right.
off stage, no. Yeah, I'd make the records, do what needs to be done, do it like what we're doing right now, that sort of thing. But fame as an end in itself was not ever my goal.
Right.
It arrived in a certain manner to me, to us, but I don't need to be as big as Led Zeppelin was. It's okay.
Right. And I think maybe I know we're digressing from the record here for a second, but I think maybe that's makes it more honest or organic when that's the way you look at it, right? You're not looking sure it'd be great to play the garden, but that's not necessarily the goal. You're making art for the art's sake and then, hoping it does well.
Yeah, you can't make those decisions, I think, and make music that's honest. I'm
Hmm.
all about where am I now in the moment? How can I present this? I don't like to go and sing something that I don't believe in, that I haven't lived through. So it's a very different thing for me.
Right. So are you planning on taking any of this out on the road, like this Virgin Steel thing? And is there a way, or is there talks of the original members? Some of them?
No, not that. For your second question, no. We just did a big gig in Germany, and we're going to be going to Italy shortly. We had to rearrange dates because they got blown out. So I think that's going to be later in the winter. And as far as the states, I am speaking to some people because I want to do some stuff in the States. Yeah, something where we don't have to get on the airplane, to drive there, whatever. You know, at least
Right.
even locally. Yeah.
Gotcha. I know the touring business has changed too, and you're probably Virgin Steele. I think is probably more popular overseas and in South America than in the States, right? Because the States is
Yeah.
kind of weird. But
Yeah, it's always been that way.
right, but touring has kind of made it got quite expensive and difficult. So are these going to be like more one-offs or a couple shows, like weekend stuff, or?
We've been doing a lot of one-offs, but I did get approached about doing like 2 or 3 weeks over in Europe, and if it makes sense, we'll do it. So we're still trying to figure that out.
That's the problem if it makes sense, right? Because everybody's out there losing their shirts on fuel money and all that nonsense.
You don't want to do that. You know, it's one thing to not necessarily make that much money, but it's one thing to go into the bottom of
Right.
the pit.
So are you planning on doing more of these releases?
I think we've pretty much reissued everything except the Black Light Bacchanalia and the Nocturnes of Hellfire and Damnation, which we may do at some point. I know, actually, I'm speaking with the label the end of the week, and they had some ideas. They asked me about doing Noble Savage like this, remixing and all that stuff.
Right.
I'd like to do that at some point, but right now I'm really more interested in doing new music because we're always writing. I'm always writing, and we're always in the studio doing stuff. And I've got the next record and the record after that already up and running. So
Really?
rather than put them on the back burner, I'd rather let's do that and then maybe do the next thing.
So you're one of those guys that's always writing then? Because I know some people do it like in cycles. It's now a record time, let's write. But you're always writing?
I'm always writing. Yeah, always writing bits and pieces of stuff, and I'm always cataloging it and thinking about it. And I have notebooks, and sometimes it's just lyrics, sometimes it's music and lyrics. It's always different. But we are in the thick of what's probably like 20, 30 or more songs at the moment that are in various stages of being finished.
Do you approach them with themes, like the album with a theme, or do you just write the songs?
Usually I start just with an idea of this song, and this song is based around whatever it's based around. And then what usually goes on is that I'll get more ideas around that original thought. And then it starts to snowball. And say, oh, yeah, this could actually be some sort of conceptual thing. And then you go for that. Or, well, it's more like conceptual the way maybe like Noble Savage was, where it's there's not a story per se, but
Right.
there's some things that connect. So it's always a little different.
Okay. And then, so what's next then for Virgin Steele? I know you've got this, some one-offs. Is that record going to see the light of day this year, or is it something next year?
I'm not sure. That we're also in the middle of documenting all the various live things that we've done. And I was thinking about doing sort of a movie with live audio soundtrack based on where the group is right now. And along with that, I was thinking about maybe putting together a EP of sorts, that stuff that's not, on either of those records I just spoke of. That would just be like a little thing. So that might be something that'll go first. I would really actually like to do that first, get that off my chest, and then dive back into what's going to be the next new album. Yeah.
Right. All right, cool. I had a question for you, not related to this interview at all, but I'm working, or I have a separate little segment on this podcast. It's going to turn into a documentary at some point on aging in metal, or aging in the music business. I've been trying to get after you. I've sent you some messages. I don't know if they've gotten, but are you interested at all?
Sure. I'm interested in anything. Sure. Yeah.
I mean, it's separate from this. It would be like maybe half an hour, sort of the same thing, but I've got like a dozen questions on aging, and we don't even probably get to half of them. But I've been talking to all kinds of, people in our age group who've grown up in this scene and something tricky. I'm sorry?
And survived.
And survived, yeah. I mean, I was never in a band or on the road, but yeah, I mean, I was there, right there with you guys also. But it's kind of been doing well on the YouTube channel. It's a different approach. Blabbermouth's been picking it up, and it's just aging in metal, and it's sort of fun.
Yeah.
So if you're interested, I can. I'll send you another message, and maybe we can set something up down the road, a couple weeks, month, whatever.
Absolutely, Bruce. Absolutely. What about the cooking part of your show? Any of that?
So I'm still doing it. If you're interested, yeah, the people are still filming from home. The COVID ruined everybody coming to my house. That was like the niche, right? Everybody pulled their tour buses up when we cooked in my kitchen, and it was really a blast. But then COVID, and nobody can lose their insurance on these tours, so they're all staying away.
I got you. The one I did was in my kitchen. Yeah.
Yeah. I think we started pivoting because I realized I had no more content, and it was still fun. And I still do probably a dozen episodes a year, maybe a little more. People still send me stuff. You even did the Rob Roy.
I did the Rob Roy. Yeah.
Yeah, for Rock Tales or something, I think it was called. Yeah, I'm always playing around.
Yeah. If you want, I'm always up for that as well. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I'll send you an email about the film thing. It'll just be a half an hour of nothing tricky, just chatting about aging.
Sure. Yeah. Sure. Why not?
Thank you, my friend. It's always good to see you.
Good to see you, Bruce.
I look forward to some new music, and I'm going to go back and dig some of these old ones because I definitely remember the slip disc days.
Cool, man. I'll send you directly the links of the videos that we just did. And,
that'd be great.
Every Monday, I'll send you that as well. Sure.
All right, sweet. Be well, my friend. Good luck with it all, and I'll send you an email on the flip side.
Thank you. Okay.
Cheers.
Take care, Bruce. Cheers.
Bye.